Hey guys, aloha, it's Katie, and the sun came out right as I started filming, so I think it's a sign that after 3 weeks of not filming, I should be making a new video. Over the past few weeks, I've been having a really difficult relationship with my phone. It is hard for someone whose hobby is very much on social media to not be on social media. Social media is so distracting to my schoolwork, extracurriculars, and just a lot of the times I'm supposed to be studying or working with friends, I'm actually scrolling through Instagram for an hour and I don't realize it, but before I know it, it's midnight and I have not finished the essay I need to do or the problem set I said I would start early on. I really wanted to get away from social media, but it was so difficult for me to do that because it's how we reach people nowadays. And so I started reading a book called Digital Minimalism. It really changed my life and helped me clear up my headspace. I think that's a problem a lot of millennials struggle with, is we don't realize how much time we waste that we could have been doing meaningful things when instead we are glued to our phone. These are 8 ways that I have been able to take control of my life again, to develop a healthy relationship with my phone. I wrote this down a month ago, so it is November already, can you believe? We're almost at the end of the year. The first thing I've done is unsubscribe from mailing lists. These include clothing promotions from stores that you've signed up for the rewards programs for, or clubs from school that you don't participate in anymore. My freshman year, when we had Club Fest, which is the fair where all of the clubs come out and hold booths and you join mailing lists, I signed up for 10, 12 mailing lists, and my email, it got so bombarded that I never wanted to check my email and I would actually miss out the important emails I'd get from clubs. A trap that happens to a lot of people is you imagine your next 4 years, everything you want to accomplish, and you make your present self feel the burden of 4 years. Of course you're gonna feel hopeless and that you can't do anything because you have one day right now, but the tasks and emotional burden you're putting on yourself is 4 years worth. So another thing to be conscious of to clear your headspace. Next thing is I turned off message notifications. My phone was also such a mess. Every time in the morning I would wake up very peaceful, you know, the sun would be shining, I'd have a banana next to me. The second I checked my phone, it was just like boom, 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 notifications from Instagram, Facebook, GroupMe, email. The point was I was just so overwhelmed. The moment I woke up, I had zero peace. I had zero time to think about what I loved because I was too busy focusing on what other people needed. And I think it's great to be selfless and to make time for people, but I've also learned that if you don't give yourself any time, you won't be able to give others much, or if you do, it's just not meaningful, because I really think that you treat other people best when you treat yourself best. So take care of yourself. I turned off my Twitter ones. I most especially turn off Instagram notifications when someone likes my post. It's literally a ploy by Instagram to get you to open the app and check your post to see how it's doing, because Instagram wants to capture your attention and they want to be doing these things. So now that I'm aware of it, I'm like, no. Every time I get a notification, no, I just turn that off. I only turn on Slack, Messenger, iMessage, but I also mute a lot of conversations on Facebook Messenger. This might sound kind of extreme, but trust me, once you go on a digital declutter or cleanse for 1 week, you will go back into your social media with so much more clarity and probably frustration at your old self for wasting a lot of time on all these things. I encourage you to try it even for 1 week. For me, it was so good because I broke out of something I didn't even realize I was trapped in. Third thing is to tell people explicitly to talk in real life. That has been amazing for me because I used to have really long conversations with people on my phone, and this 1 hour text conversation would have been so much more meaningful if I got to see them in person and actually gauge their interest and emotion levels instead of trying to communicate that through emojis and caps lock. So I try to be hard to reach online. The book Digital Minimalism suggested that if you resist from commenting on a friend's post and instead try to talk to them about that post in real life, it goes way farther. Fourth thing is to turn off social media notifications to any app that you don't use. I would get daily notifications from apps that are like, come check this app now. Things like that from apps that just wanted more of my time but really weren't telling me anything important. Cut! No more notifications from that. And then the fifth, this is so great. I reordered all my applications to put my most addicting ones in a far away folder on the 3rd page, so I made it very difficult for me to reach. I used to organize my main homepage with all the social media apps I use the most, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now all of these apps are in some folder, I'm not even sure where, but by creating all these barriers and extra steps to get to an app, it really forces me to reflect about whether I'm willing to go through that many steps to get to the app. The thing with digital autonomy is you don't think twice. You see Instagram and you click. But when I look at my homepage and I don't see Instagram, I'm like, do I actually need to use Instagram? And if I do, then I will swipe down and search for Instagram. But if not, I have weeded myself out many times. I will think of going to Instagram, but only 1 out of 5 times will I actually go through the effort of pulling the Instagram app. Friends expect that, oh, I would know so much about social media because I am on social media. But guys, literally the time I spend on social media making these videos is the only time I want to spend on social media. The only things I want to do with social media is, number 1, make this content because I enjoy doing it, and number 2, so I can reach people and message you guys and talk to people who I would not be able to because of physical barriers. 6 is screen time. Screen time is another good thing to put in place because it makes you conscious of how much time you are spending on that app, and it's a nice wake-up call and reminder that blocks you from continuing to waste time on that app. Count how many times I say waste time in this video. Number 7 is to delete the apps you don't use anymore. You don't realize it, but sometimes you just naturally think your phone is a mess or a cluttered space because half the things you don't use anymore. I used to have a lot of old games I put, or random calculator or weather apps, because I was like, you know, it's good to have 3 backup weather apps if the main weather app doesn't work, but it's not. Anything I didn't use in the last week, I would delete. And my life has not been impacted differently aside from the fact that I feel so much better knowing what my relationship with my phone is, and it's not entering some garbage dump every time I go on. And the last thing is to create filters on your Gmail so that when you get emails, it automatically separates into, oh, these are just promotional spam from clothing companies, or these are social media updates. That way, after I filter all of those out, my main inbox is left with things that I actually need to attend to, emails that are personalized to me. My final notes are, wow, especially at Cornell, it is easy to get swept up in just doing what everybody else is doing. But when you do take that time to reflect on things you actually want to achieve and how to get there, everything that you do becomes so much clearer and more intentional because now you are driven by things that matter to you, things that you know will make an impact, not just your life, but in other people's life. And I get the sense that a lot of people have no idea about the habits that you've developed. And when I discovered them, I was just horrified by what I had done to myself, and being able to leave that has been a breath of fresh air to wake up and know that the things I'm doing are things that I know have purpose. And the final thing I want to leave you with is to ditch the small and petty shit that distracts you from your goals. For example, Snapchat streaks. If you're sending people a black screen just for the sake of keeping a Snapchat streak, then I would think twice about it. I know it can be good validation of your friendship, but also I would hope that your friendship is rooted in something, you know, more human connection oriented than a number and a fire emoji next to it. It's gonna get really deep, but I confront mortality every day. I don't know how much time I have left on this world. Just last week, Cornell suffered a loss. It's gonna get really deep, but I confront mortality every day. I don't know how much time I have left on this world. Just last week, Cornell suffered a loss from one of the incoming freshmen. We don't know much about what happened, but it was devastating, and I didn't know this person, but I knew some freshman friends who knew it, and one of them was telling me people just moved on with their life. And you know, that's the thing, like, you should move on with your life when you face difficulties, but it just reminded me of how fleeting life is, and if tomorrow is my last day, I would want to live it doing something that mattered, and I wouldn't want to remember my life as trying to get more likes on Instagram or refreshing to see who commented on my post. It helps me to think that every day is a gift from God. It is not something we are entitled to. So when I wake up, I want to make the most of it. That was a very unplanned video, but I think I got everything I wanted to say out there. I am curious to hear what you guys think, and I wish you the best in school, in career, family, friendship, personal growth. I am a DM away on Instagram, and I will try my best to check because that's the only reason I check Instagram, even though I am pretty bad at checking Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in less than a week with another new video. Make sure to subscribe because I upload new videos every week. I am rooting for you wherever you go. Thank you. Bye guys.